In today's show, excuse me, there's a few more rules to look at here in Leviticus, and the most important one of all. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay. In our devotional, we're still here in Leviticus, the book of rules and regulations. And we're going to read a little bit of chapter 19 today. When you harvest the crops of your land, do not harvest the grain along the edges of your fields, and do not pick up what the harvesters drop. It is the same with your grape crop. Do not strip every last bunch of the grapes, that bunch of grapes from the vines, and do not pick up the grapes that fall to the ground. Leave them for the poor and the foreigners living among you. I am the Lord your God. So there's a direct rule. Now, most of us don't have crops in the field or grapes to harvest, but our bounty does come in the form of paychecks. And God tells us to leave some for the poor. There's something to meditate on. Let's keep reading. Do not steal, do not deceive or cheat one another. Do not bring shame on the name of your God by using it to swear falsely. I am the Lord. Do not defraud or rob your neighbor. Do not make your hired workers wait until the next day to receive their pay. We should tell it to our employers. Do not insult the deaf or cause the blind to stumble. You must fear your God. I am the Lord. Do not twist justice in legal matters by favoring the poor or being partial to the rich and powerful. Always judge people fairly. In our day-to-day lives, we're not judges, but we do judge people. Do we judge the poor and the well-off differently? Probably. There's another thing to meditate on. How do we judge other people? Do not spread slanderous gossip among your people. Do not stand idly by when your neighbor's life is threatened. I am the Lord. Do not nurse hatred in your heart for any of your relatives. Yeah. Confront people directly so you will not be held guilty for their sin. Okay. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against a fellow Israelite, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Yeah, there's some this is basically a recitation of the Ten Commandments with a few extra little twists in it. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now. There's a lot in that. There's a lot in that reading. But he leaves the best for last. But love your neighbor as yourself. That is the ticket. In our devotional reading today from the Firm Foundation book, Fixing Elevators. Sarah has a rare condition that causes her joints to dislocate, making her reliant on an electric wheelchair to get around. On her way to a meeting recently, Sarah rode her wheelchair to the train station, but found the elevator broken. Again. With, with no way of getting to the platform, she was told to take a taxi to another station 40 minutes away. The taxi was called, but never arrived. Sarah gave up and went home. Unfortunately, this is a regular occurrence for Sarah. Broken elevators stop her from boarding trains. Forgotten ramps leave her unable to get off of them. Sometimes Sarah is treated as a nuisance by railway staff for needing assistance. She's often close to tears. Out of the many biblical laws governing human relationships, love your neighbor as yourself is key. And while this love stops us from lying, stealing, and abusing others, it also changes how we work. Employees must be treated fairly, and we should all be generous to the poor. In Sarah's case, those who fix elevators and drag out ramps aren't doing inconsequential tasks, but offering important service to others. If we treat work as just a means to get a wage or other personal benefit, we will soon treat others as annoyances. But if we treat our jobs as opportunities to love, then the most everyday task becomes a holy enterprise. There is definitely something to meditate on in that reading. Loving your neighbor as yourself, doing your work, whatever your job is, and treating it as service to others. Wow, what a world we would live in if that was everybody's attitude. What's your attitude? Dwell on that for a while, because we have a lot more to talk about loving your neighbor in upcoming videos. So, y'all take care. I got nothing for a word today. If you've got something that you want to highlight as a word of the day, leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, take care. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.